Hello friends, this is Bharath. I'm again reporting for Revsportz from Dubai. As you can see, the weather is quite pleasant around me. Yes, the sun is out in Dubai, but not exactly the scorching heat that you expect here. But as the day progresses, you expect Dubai to be bathed in radiant sunshine. As always, we are going to talk about the practice sessions. This time around, ahead of the game against Asia Cup game against Oman. And today's focus will be on Jitesh Sharma, India's wicketkeeper-batter. Unfortunately, he's not played a single game so far in this Asia Cup, although he perhaps deserved to play or to be the starting 11. So let us delve deeper into his pyrotechnics, into his craft of power hitting, as well as his strengths and how he could have got into India's 11. So to illustrate the point about his power hitting, let us consider his memorable innings against LSG, where he cracked an imposing 33 ball 85. Here in this match, he showed twinkle-toed footwork to outsmart LSG's fast bowlers as well as their spinners. To start with, he flicked one across the line of Avesh Khan. This was unexpected lines, because if you look at his stance, maybe his initial, the little bit of movement, his back foot goes more towards the off stump. From that position, you expect a batter to just maybe flick across the line, and that's what he exactly did against Avesh Khan. But next, what he did to Will Rourke definitely checkmated the fast bowler. Will Rourke, he was looking to bowl more on a good length and just outside off. I think that was unexpected lines again, because he thought that the batter with his stance, he would move across towards off and maybe try to play one across the line. But that is not what happened. Here, a quickly manufactured room, subsidized width, and hit one through covers. This tells or encapsulates Jitesh Sharma's craft, the way he has polished his skills. He could have easily flicked one across the line, but how quickly he was able to manufacture room is something that really echoes in my mind for days together, or maybe for years together as well. And then he checkmated Will Rourke even more. Rourke looked to bowl on the stumps. Once more, if you notice, his back foot is more towards the off stump. It seemed like he would go backhand across, but that's not what happened. Suddenly, his back foot moved more towards the leg stump, and he quickly changed his stance a little bit and ended up playing the reverse scoop. And by then, Will Rourke must have been in a state of daze, because he could play the reverse scoop, he could play the one through covers, and his stance was there's not much, very little difference in his stance, initial stance. So that was about him facing Rourke. Then he was again up against Avesh Khan. This time he made little movement of that initial stance and just hit it down into the downtown territories. So he could play one through the covers against Rourke, and then he could hit into the downtown territories as well. So once again, that tells something about his versatility. Yes, he has a very good vertical bat swing, vertical swing straight down the ground. But as we have seen in the recent past, or even in that match, that he's able to play innovative shots behind square on both sides of the wickets. I think that is what is really added by perhaps working out with Dinesh Karthik. So that is about him versus pace bowling. But even when he faced, I guess, Shahbaz Ahmed, he was able to use the depth of the crease by playing the cut stroke, and then played one lofted stroke, a sumptuous looking lofted stroke. That again tells you, or that exemplifies the point that he is someone who's a good player of spin, uses the depth of the crease, is able to, what can you say, pick the length early. That is why he's able to move back or forward with such ease. So we can see now he's someone who can play spin really well. Yes, there was a criticism going against him that he can't play the pull stroke, or it's not so good against hard length. but even in that area is really improved. If you look at the practice session yesterday as well, when a sidearm thrower, a couple of net bowlers tried to bowl short at him, he was able to move back and across and play the pull stroke. Once he even essayed the hook shot. This was the same batter a couple of seasons ago, maybe a couple of seasons ago when he was facing Jofra Archer. He tried to play, what can you say, whip, pull, and that is why he didn't exactly play the pull stroke in the manner he should have done. Played it up in the air, maybe got a hint of a top edge. Fortunately for him, the fielder in the deep dropped the catch. But you can see where Jitesh Sharma has improved against the hard length. He's able to move back and across and land the stroke now. And there was more about how he played in the net sessions, again against spin bowlers, against sidearm throwers who try to bowl a little bit of medium pace. He was able to use the depth of the crease, and even when he was up against net bowlers who bowled spin, used again the depth of the crease by moving back or forward. That tells you he's picking the length really well. That makes you wonder whether Jitesh Sharma should have got into India's 11 in this first match as well, or even in the second match. Yes, I understand there's fierce competition for places. Sanju Samson is currently taking over one of the middle order slots. He scored 300s in T20Is for the last 12 months. But that is basically as a top order batter. So when you consider that, and when you consider the fact that Shubman Gill is basically a top order player as well, that I think ensures Jitesh Sharma can't get into India's 11, unfortunately. But they can still fit him if they really want to. Maybe put Jitesh Sharma at 5, Sanju Samson at 3, and the way Tilak Verma is struggling in spin and is not able to pick the length early, maybe leave him out in the spin friendly climbs. Of course it would be unfortunate, and Tilak would consider himself unlucky because he's done really well for the Indian team, averages for 55 at number 3 while playing for India. But against spin bowling, it almost feels as if he has a problem or two. He gets a little bit static, he gets a little bit stuck, he's not able to move forward or back quickly. That's an indicator that he's not able to pick the length as early as he should. But I don't think Indian management would do that because they would believe that they need a few left-handers in the batting unit, and Gautam Gambhir is also very much prefers going that way with left-hand right-hand combination in the middle. Considering all that, maybe Jitesh Sharma would only get the game against Oman, and after that he would be dropped again, which is unfortunate because I feel he's in his zone, looking at how he's batting in the nets, looking at how he's batted in the IPL, and he's in fine touch, fine fettle. But that is how the sport works sometimes. Maybe there would come a day when Jitesh would be picked when he's not in fine form and he won't score too many runs and he would get criticized. That is the harsh world of sports. He just has to keep impressing the India's think tank in the practice sessions and hope that he will finally get a chance. Thank you for taking your time out and going through this video. We'll come up with a lot more on not just cricket but also on other sports. Keep subscribing our channel. Thank you.